everyone. Sorry I can't be here today. Let's talk about where we left off last time. We were talking about finding greatest common factors when we are looking at numbers. So number one, we should have an answer of 7. Number 2, we should have a GCF of 9. Number 3, our GCF is 12x. Number 4, our GCF is 3bc. Number 5, there is no GCF. There's no common factors there. And number 6, we have 3xy. So hopefully you've been able to check your answers from before. And what we're going to do next is we're going to review a little bit about what it means when I have a number on the outside of a parenthesis. So if I want to rewrite each of these expressions without a parenthesis, I need to apply the distributive property. So for our distributive property, we're going to take our m, we're going to multiply it by everything in that parenthesis to give us m squared minus 9m. Number 2, when I distribute the negative 2x, I'm going to end up with a negative 2x squared plus 10x. Number 3, distribute 4ab to all of my terms. I'm going to end up with an 8a to the third b minus 4ab squared. And number 4, when I distribute to everything in my parentheses, I'm going to end up with 2x to the 5th, y to the 2nd for my first term, minus 6, x to the 4th, y for my second term, and 18x squared y for my third term. So when I say to you, we are going to factor an expression, I mean that we are doing the opposite of distributing. So when I am doing the opposite of my distribution, okay, I am looking for it to be written as the product of 2 other expressions. So the first thing I do is I find the GCF. So the GCF of 5x and 20 is 5. So I'm going to factor out a 5. And when I factor it out, I'm now going to undistribute, divide out by a 5, and I'd be left with an x plus 4 in my parenthesis. So if I were to redistribute my 5, I would end up with my original expression, 5x plus 20. Number 2, I'm going to look for my GCF. So my GCF of 12x to the third and 8x squared is going to be 4x squared. So I'm going to undistribute that, and I'm going to be left with 3x plus 2. Now, if I want to check this on my answer in my calculator, remember that we can store a value as x. Any number that you want. I would put something like 5x plus 20 into my calculator. I'm going to hit second math. I'm going to look for the equal sign. Once I find the equal sign, I'm going to put equals 5 and then parenthesis x plus 4. And remember, you might get 2 things that are going to happen. Either they're going to tell you that you get a 1, which means that it is true, or you get a 0, which will tell you that it is false. So let's move to the next page and let's factor a couple of our expressions. And then I'm going to have you try a few on your own. Okay, so number 1, my GCF of 9a squared and 18a is going to give me a 9a. I'm going to then multiply that by a minus 2 to get me back to my 9a squared minus 18a. Number 2, my GCF is going to be 16a to the 4th b. And what I'm going to be left with here is I'm going to have an a b squared squared plus just a 2. Number 3. I'm looking for my greatest common factor. My greatest common factor here is going to be an x squared. I'll then have to multiply that by 1 plus an x squared plus an x. Number 4. My GCF in number 4 is an x squared. Then have to multiply that by 3, x to the third plus 2x squared minus 5. Number 5. GCF of my terms is x. So I'm then left with a 2x squared minus 1. Number 6. My GCF is a to the third. Then be left with a 3a squared minus a 1. And don't forget that 1 there. Very, very important. Otherwise, it won't redistribute to what you're looking for. Number 7. My GCF is x squared. Leaving me then with a 3 minus a 10x. Number 8. GCF is x squared, leaving me with an x minus 5. Number 9, my GCF is 3c. I then have to multiply that by 3 minus c. I'd like you to try numbers 10, 11, and 12 on your own. When you are done listening to this video, I'd like you to then work on your Unit 4 Day 1 homework, your factoring with your greatest common factor. Everybody have a great day and have a great Thanksgiving.